Welcome back to This McCrazy Wife. Summertime is in full swing, and I love summer, but it can seem so crazy sometimes. I feel like this hummingbird moth, flitting from thing to thing, trying to get it all done, and at the end of the day, still have a good healthy meal on the table for my family. So today I'm going to share two recipes, a black bean mango salad and grilled chicken burgers. Both are absolutely delicious, and neither one of them are going to heat up your kitchen. So we're going to start out with the black bean mango salad. We're going to start by adding a can of corn and a can of black beans, which I like to drain and just give a quick rinse. Next up, we're going to prep our fruit and our vegetables. Now this calls for both cilantro and avocado. I chose to leave those out. I don't like cilantro and I didn't have any avocado on hand. Also, I do Weight Watchers, and if I leave out the avocado, this whole salad ends up being 0 points. So we're going to get started by putting our corn and our black beans into a bowl. Add to that our red onion, our diced up mango, our finely diced red pepper. Well, I guess it's not terribly finely, but it's diced. And then I chose to add in a jalapeno pepper from the garden. We're also going to add in the juice of 3 to 4 limes. I always do 4 because I really love that lime juice. It just really makes this delicious. Then we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of chili powder and then also salt and pepper to taste. I think I probably did about a half a teaspoon of pepper, maybe not quite that much, and maybe about a half a teaspoon of salt. And then we're just going to go ahead and give it a really good stir. While technically this is a salad, it also makes a delicious salsa. We love to put this on tortilla chips. And before I forget, this recipe actually comes from CaliforniaCravings.com. That's where I got the recipe. California is in kale, the leafy green. Anyways, CaliforniaCravings.com is where you can find the recipe. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to put the lid on this and we're going to put it in the refrigerator, and then we are going to head out to have some summer fun, which this day happened to be going to Lake Erie and watching the Canadian geese try to find themselves something for supper. They definitely have to work harder than we do to find something to eat. When we got home, I got busy making best ever grilled chicken burgers from playswellwithbutter.com. Starts out with just ground chicken. Then we're going to add in some Worcestershire sauce, an onion, some minced garlic, some mayonnaise, and then just some salt and pepper. And that's all you need. It's just time to start putting it all together. Now the first step is that I had to grate an onion. I will be honest, it was not easy grating this onion. It kept falling apart and I was getting very frustrated. If you have a food processor, I highly recommend that you use it instead of trying to grate it with your hand like I was. Next, you need to either pat it with a paper towel, or I chose to just wrap it in a paper towel and just squeeze it until all of the liquid was out of the onion, so that way your mixture doesn't end up too wet. So then I put everything into the bowl. At this point, I had everything in there except for, I believe, the salt and pepper. So, yep, it's time to add in the salt and then time to add in the pepper. And I believe it was probably just to taste. I don't remember if I said this, but I did double this recipe. Typically, you would get 4 burgers, but I went ahead and doubled it so we would get 8 because we are a family of 4 and I wanted 4 for that day. 4 for leftovers, and these reheated perfectly. So I go ahead and just get this all mixed up. You do want to be careful that you don't over mix this. As you could see, I was having a horrible time with my glove, but it got the job done. Once you mix it up, you're just going to start forming chicken burgers on a wax paper lined or parchment paper lined cookie sheet. Now, it says to freeze these for 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes. We decided we were going to go in the pool after I made these, and so they ended up being in the freezer for about 4 hours. Had I realized I was going to do that, I probably would have tried to make these a little bit neater, but I didn't. They went into the freezer, and this is what they looked like when they came out of the freezer. They were, of course, frozen solid, so I wasn't able to put the divot in the middle like it had suggested that I do, but they grilled up just perfectly anyways. Now, one thing that I did forget to do is I forgot to either oil down the grill grates or add oil, like baste the burgers themselves with oil. So when my husband went to flip these over for the first time, they did stick to the grill pretty good. So definitely want to make sure you baste both sides of these burgers with oil, or else, baste your grill with oil. But before he flipped these over or removed them for the final time, I did go ahead and baste the other side. So they came off the grill just fine. They grilled up perfectly. These were absolutely delicious. They are so juicy and way better than any frozen store-bought burger I have ever bought. So let me tell you, after a fun summer day at the lake and in the pool, we really, really enjoyed this dinner. We went ahead and put these on buns with cheese and mayonnaise. They would be delicious with lettuce and tomato. We paired it with that corn salad that we had made earlier. I chose to have mine with some pita chips. It was perfection. I hope you'll give these recipes a try, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. See you next time.